Okay. Good morning to you all. I hope that you've all had a little moment to read the notes. So I'll just go over it briefly. Today's class will be a challenging class, to say the least. However, I want to invite you to honor where you're at in your abilities and limitations. So if you need to take a rest in child's pose, please do. If you feel there's something that you would like to advance in or move forward in, please feel free to as well. I'll offer as many options as possible. If you are a little more advanced in your practice and you have been playing with your lifts forward or your jumps forward to the top of the mat, and you are practicing handstand, feel free to place the mat in front of the wall. If you have blocks, I invite you to use those blocks as well. So hopefully those of you who, if you wish to play music, you can see the link to the Spotify there. And we will begin. So we will start today's practice seated on your mat. So you can just take a comfortable cross-legged seat. If half lotus is within your practice or full lotus, feel free to do so. If you're used to sitting on a block, please place that underneath the sit bones. And you can just soften the eyes. Just drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And just take a deep breath in. And a complete breath out. Just taking two more like that, breathing in. Complete clearing breath out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just closing the lips and allowing the breath to drop into a natural rhythm or to settle into this natural rhythm. Allow the breath just to be fluid, flowing in and out through the nose. So as you sit here in this comfort of your seat, just allow the sit bones to drop in, down towards the earth. Allow the navel to gently draw in and the ribs to draw down. You can find a little more length in the spine, lifting the sternum. And then just tucking that chin down towards the chest. You can just soften the palms and the fingertips. Dropping the shoulders further away from the ears. And continuing to breathe. So in today's practice, we'll be guided by the breath. We'll be moving in and out, transitioning in and out of the poses with that in-breath, with the out-breath. So I invite you to have the breath to anchor you here into this present moment. And as I mentioned, I invite you to take the options, the modifications if you need. To pause if you'd like to find a little more life and light in the breath. And to receive all that it is that you need from today's practice. Completing the next exhalation out, and then breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. At the top of the breath, you'll hold for 3, 2, 1, and breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain that breath at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release for 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain that breath at the bottom for 4. Inhale for 4. Retained for 4. And release for 4. Retain. And then breathe in. Retain at the top. And then breathe out. Retain at the bottom. And then take a deep breath in all the way to the top of the breath, and then hold, holding for as long as you can, squinching in the midline of the body. Take that extra step of breath in, and then only when you're ready, you'll release out, completing that exhalation, relaxing, and taking a moment to receive. And in this space, feel free to set an intention for today's practice. You'll slowly just begin to release the hands, bring them out in front. If you're able to, just untuck the toes and we'll meet in tabletop. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You can drop the tops of the feet to the floor and then take an inhale. Draw the shoulders back towards the hips, lift the chest, and exhale as you push down through into the earth and tuck the navel in, chin in. Inhale, arcing lower back, shoulders back, lift through the chest. Exhale as you round and draw in. Inhale, draw forward. And exhale, draw back. Inhale to a neutral spine, flat back. Draw navel in, heart slightly lifts between the shoulder blade, plant through that left hand and lift that right hand up towards the sky. Inhale as you draw the buttocks back slightly towards the heels, and then exhale, sweep that hand underneath the left, threading that arm, drop the shoulder, the cheek, and then draw that left hand forward. Press down through the fingertips, and then drop this left shoulder down towards the floor. Think about drawing right hip back towards right heel, and breathe. Your next exhalation, you bring left hand back underneath the left shoulder, right hand reaches up, open up. And then exhale, right hand comes down underneath right shoulder, left hand reaches up on an inhale. Draw buttocks slightly back towards the heels, and then exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right. Drop the shoulder, the bicep, the cheek, and then reach that right hand forward. Drop that right shoulder down, and then draw left hip over towards the left heel. On your exhale, draw that right hand back underneath the shoulder. Inhale, left hand reaches up, open. And then exhale, sweep it down. Left hand back underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck those toes, draw buttocks back towards the heels, opening up the arcs of the feet. You can sway and wiggle a little side to side. Spread through the fingertips, press down through the knuckles. And then you can begin to lift the buttocks up high, downward facing dog. Chest back towards the thighs as the knees stay bent. You can begin to walk out the heels, finding a little length in the hamstrings, creating a little more space where you feel tension. And then when you're ready, you can pause, settling in the foundation of downward facing dog. So a gentle pull of the heels towards the floor. They don't have to touch. You can draw those toes up towards the shins, and then spread the buttocks wide as you drop the chest close to the thighs, and then wrap the shoulders towards the back of the mat. Pressing down firmly through index finger and thumb, create space for the neck with the shoulders. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. You will take that gaze forward, rise high up onto the tiptoes, and then walk forward to the top of the mat. From the top of the mat, feet come to hip width apart. Take the elbows for ragdoll. Drop the chest close towards the thighs. You can bend those knees and begin to sway side to side. Cultivating that ujjayi breath here by locking the back of the throat, forming that sound of the ocean. Allow it to be clear, fluid. And then you can begin to release those hands from the elbows and slowly roll out vertebrae by vertebrae to the top of the mat. Unraveling, and then making your way forward to the top of the mat. Feet come back to hip width apart for Tadasana. We will flow through 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. The first round we will do together. We'll move a little slower with a little more attention to that alignment. And then the next 3 rounds we'll go through in our own breath, in our own time. So again, you choose the pace of your flow. You choose the options and the modifications that you need. So in the first round, I'll give you those modifications. So on an inhale, sweep the hands up, gaze up, bring the palms together. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Lift, draw those shoulders back, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant the hands. Take both feet back to your plank pose. Spread those fingers wide. Inhale. And on your exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Or chaturanga if you're already there. Inhale, cobra. Peel the heart up, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. So in these 4 rounds, we will stay in downward facing dog for 3 full breaths. Take an inhale and exhale. 1 more breath in and out. Take that gaze forward between the thumbs, bend the knees. Step or jump lightly to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, sweep the hands up, stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. And so we'll flow through those next 3 rounds. I will guide you. If you wish to follow and flow with me, feel free to. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plank pose. Lower through your vinyasa. In, cobra, urdhva mukha. Out, downward facing dog. For 3 breaths in, 3 breaths out. Take that gaze forward. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out, vinyasa. Inhale, cobra, urdhva mukha. Exhale, urdhva mukha. 3 deep breaths. Connecting to that ujjayi breath. And inhale, you gaze forward, bend the knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway, lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Last round, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, bend those knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. So we'll all meet at the top of the mat. I'll give you a couple more breaths if you're not quite there. Recenter that attention on your intention for today's practice. receiving that life of the breath. Observing the heat that is building at your center. And then we'll move through our 4 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. So again, I will guide you through the first one. We'll all move together. And in the next 3 rounds after that, you can choose your pace. You can always choose to skip Vinyasa. So on an inhale, sweep the hands along the floor, Utkatasana. On an exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, take it back, plank pose. Lower through your Vinyasa on the exhale. Rise, Cobra, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg goes high. Inhale, reach through those toes. Keep hips squared, leg long. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, and then step it forward. We'll stay here for 3 breaths as we rise up. So left hip comes forward, ground through that back heel. If that's too much, you can always lift that heel, soften that right knee a little bit more, and then shift that gaze up, open through the heart space. On your exhale, you'll bring the hands down. Right foot shifts back to your plank and flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale to lift. Exhale to draw back. Inhale, left leg goes long. Keep hips squared, leg long. And exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round, and then step it forward. Warrior 1, rise up on the inhale and stay here for 3. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Right hip draws forward. Reach through the sidelines of the body, reach through those fingertips. Then take another breath in as you gaze up, lift the heart up. Exhale, bring those hands to the floor, left foot steps back, flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to draw back. 1 breath in, complete breath out. Inhale, gaze forward between the hands. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, hands to heart space. Good. Flowing through those next 3 rounds on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, flow. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. In, right leg high. Out. In, rise up. And then out, Vinyasa. Inhale, Cobra, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha. 3-legged dog, inhale. Exhale. In, rise. Exhale, flow. In and out. 1 full breath in. Complete breath out. Inhale, gaze forward, bend those knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, hands to heart space. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, flow. Inhale. Exhale. In, right high. Out, warrior 1. In. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. In, left high. Out, draw it in. In, rise. Out, flow. In and out. 1 breath in. Complete breath out. Inhale, gaze forward, bend knees. Exhale, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale, Utkatasana, last round. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and flow. Inhale. Exhale. Right high in. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, flow. In. Out. Left leg high in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Deep breath in through the nose. Cleansing, clearing breath out through the mouth. Inhale, gaze forward, bend those knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale to stand tall. Close the eyes. Recalibrate, find the breath. Soften the shoulders. Maybe shake out the legs. Maybe find that towel. I know I'm sweating. Well done. I hope you all were able to follow. And if not, at least practice in your own time. We'll wait a couple more moments to make sure we all meet at the top of the mat. Ooh, those things are starting to get serious. We'll flow with more guidance in the next part of our class. So take an inhale, Utkatasana. You can have those feet together or hip width apart. On an exhale, bring the weight into the heels. Stick the buttocks out and then tuck the tail under slightly, drawing the ribs down, navel in. Reach long with those fingers. And then shift that gaze up. Inhale, exhale. On an inhale, to stand tall, open up, little mini back bend if that feels okay, and then exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen halfway, lift. Exhale, plant the hands to the floor. Move the feet back, draw the heels to meet the toes to the outer edges of the mat. So you either can fold in here, or if you have Bakasana in your practice, crow pose, move into that. We're here for 5 breaths. Take in your option, use a block if you need. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step or float back to your Vinyasa, so lower. On an exhale, inhale to rise, Urdhva Mukha Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg goes high, inhale, reach to those toes. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose and hold. Round up through the back of the body, press firmly through those fingers. Lift it up a little higher and then lightly step that foot forward between the hands. Woo. Left hand down in line with that right foot. Right hand reaches out, revolt Parsvakonasana. Extend through that left heel. Drop the hips, left glute is engaged. Right hip draws back and then open through that side body. Good. Exhale, drop that right hand or sweep that right hand down and around. Sweep the arms up, warrior 2. Back foot to 90 degrees. And then we breathe here for 5. So just checking in with your alignment, tuck the hip. Good. Navel in, ribs down. Soften the shoulders, reach through the fingers. Smile and breathe. Come down a little bit deeper if that's available for you. On your next inhale, you'll flip that right palm, left hand travels down the back of that left leg. Right hand reaches up, open through right side body. Stay here for 1 more breath in. And then out, come back to warrior 2. Begin to straighten that front leg. Move forward, reach with that hand. Take that right hand down. If you need to adjust this back foot in a little, you can. Tucking the hips under, left hand reaches up, left shoulder open. Good. Engage through this right side body and continue to lift up, finding length. If you'd like a little bit more, left hand reaches forward towards the top of the mat. 2, 1, inhale, sweep it back, reach out, right hand, reverse Trikonasana, open through right side body. And then exhale, come back to warrior 2. Drop that right hand to the inside, adjust that back foot. And then either come to the elbow on the knee or hand to the inside of that foot. If you would like to take a bind, now is your time. Good, draw that left shoulder back. If you have the mind, think about drawing those fingers towards the middle of the butt cheek. Firmly pressing through that right foot, left pinky toe edge. And then working that chest forward between the arms. Tilt that chin up, gaze up. And then release the bind if you have the bind. Bring the left hand up and then forward. Good, and then sweep it up. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, right hand sweeps down, left hand to follow. Turn onto that back left foot and take a twist here. So left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If you need, drop onto the knee. Firmly press the palms of the hands towards the middle of the chest. extend through left heel. If you'd like to open up the arms, open up the arms. In and out. Sweep that right hand down or release. Bring both hands to frame the foot. Right foot steps back. Keep it lifted if you like. And then flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, draw back, downward facing dog. Inhale, one big breath in. Exhale, one cleansing breath out. Left leg goes high. Inhale, reach the toes. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round through the back of the body. Draw knee in as close as you can towards the nose or the forehead. Keep pressing through those fingertips. And then lightly plant that foot between the hands. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches up, revolved Parsvakonasana. So again, extend through that right heel, drop that left hip, and then draw it back. Twisting through that left side body, and breathing. On an exhale, you'll sweep that left hand down. Right hand sweeps around warrior two. Ground down through that pinky toe edge of the back foot. Soften into this left knee. Relax the shoulders. So stay where you are. I'm going to come to the other side of the mat. Good. Squeezing pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha. Navel in, ribs down. Take a couple more breaths here to soften a little bit deeper. Find more of that parallel line with the knee, the thigh. On your next inhale, flip that left palm up. Right hand travels down the back of that leg. Take another inhale here. Reach a little longer, opening a little bit more. And then exhale, come back to warrior two. Straighten this left leg. Step that right foot in a little if you need. Reaching forward, Trikonasana. Right hand reaches up. Open through right side body. Tuck that hip under, navel in, and then gaze up towards the pinky finger, the thumb. If you would like a little bit more, reach that right hand towards the front of the mat. Bicep beside the ear. And then an inhale, bring it back up, sweep it down, bend that reach that left hand up, keep that left leg straight, reverse Trikonasana, and then exhale, come back to your warrior two. Reach that left hand forward for side angle, either elbow to the knee or hand to the floor. If you'd like to take that bind, sweep that left hand underneath, right hand behind the back, and take the fingers or the wrist, and draw those hands or wrists towards the middle of the buttocks. Good, right shoulder opens, chin up towards the sky for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the bind. If you have the bind, right hand reaches up. Good, and then reach up on that left hand, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, sweep those arms down, hook that right elbow to the outer knee, turn onto the toes of the right foot, and press those palms together for your twist. So again, I'll show you on this left side. Option to open the palms of the hands here. Gazing up. And then sweep those hands down. Frame the foot. Take that left foot back to your plank pose. Inhale. And then exhale, flow through your vinyasa. In, rise up. Out, downward facing dog. You can take a breather here. Drop the knees down towards the floor. The toes to meet, the buttocks towards the heels. And then soften the belly between the thighs. Whew. Soften the elbows. And return to the breath. Begin to lift that chest up off of the floor, gaze towards those hands. Begin to rise up, tucking those toes, and then pressing back into the heels, downward facing dog. We'll take an inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, and then exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, this time take the feet hip width apart. Peace fingers to the toes, and then we'll fold in. Elbows come out wide, belly towards the thighs. Weight slightly shifts forward into the tops of the feet for Padahastasana. Last breath in and out. Release those toes. Inhale, come back to that halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold in. Inhale, Utkatasana, sweep the hands up. Exhale, sink low. Inhale to stand tall. Little mini back bend. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. We'll flow through another round, adding on to that flow. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, sink low. We'll stay here, in and out. In, out. Last breath in and out, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant those hands, rise high up onto the tiptoes. Again, you can choose to just draw the heels together, use a block or prop if you need, the wall if you'd like, and then press into those hands. Draw those knees to the triceps or the armpits and begin to lift into Bakasana crow pose. Maybe you just lift one foot, maybe it's both. 3, 2, 1, step or float back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, Cobra Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha, downward facing dog. Right leg goes high. Inhale, reach to those toes. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose. Plant that foot between the hands. Left hand stays down, right hand reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, sweep it around, warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, side angle. In and then out, reverse. In and then take left elbow to the outer knee. Again, you twist. Option to open those palms of the hands. 2 and 1. Bring the hands back towards the center. Frame that foot. Left foot steps in 3 to 4 foot. Drop that left heel. Take an inhale as you lift and lengthen halfway. And then exhale, fold in. We'll stay here for 5. You can walk those hands back towards that left toe. Again, press down through that big toe mound, right big toe. And then soften the belly, the chest, the third eye. Slowly on your next inhalation, you'll begin to peel that chest up off of the thigh. You can either take that left hand to the inside of that right foot. You can take the block if you need. We're going to come into our revolved Trikonasana. Adjust as you need, feet hip width apart. Right hand reaches up. Spread the fingers, draw that right hip back, left hip forward. 3, 2, and 1. Sweep that right hand down. Transitioning into our half moon. So that block comes to the right side of the mat or the hands to the floor. Left hand reaches up, left leg up. Good. Find a little lift. If it's available for you, reach those fingers to hover above the mat. And then shift that gaze up. 3, 2, and 1. Left hand sweeps down. Switch that block back to the left side if you have the block, or place those fingers to the floor. Right hand sweeps up. Revolved. Half moon. Extend through that heel. Lift that left thigh. Reach through those right fingertips and breathe. 2 And one. Right hand sweeps down, left leg stays high. Begin to fold over that right leg, left leg reaches up. Think about dropping this left hip in, standing split. Good. And then you can take a halfway lift, lengthen. So from the top of the mat, ground down through the palms of the hands. You're either going to take a couple hops here onto that right, off of that right foot. If you'd like to come up into handstand, you can, or just transition back into your vinyasa. Three, two, and one. Meeting in downward facing dog. Left side, left leg goes high, inhale. Exhale, draw knee in towards the nose, round. Left foot stays down, left hand reaches up, revolved, Vajrakanasana. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, stay here. And then exhale, come back up. Sweep hands around and then tuck that right elbow. Twist. Two. And one. Bring the hands to center, frame that foot. Right foot steps in, 3 to 4 foot, drop that back heel. Take an inhale to lengthen through the spine. And an exhale to fold in. For 5 breaths, adjust the hands as you need. Soften the belly, relax the jaw, the brow, the tongue. Slowly begin to rise up and release on your inhalation. Again, set that block up, either to the inside of that left foot, placing that right hand, or you can also take it to the outside. Left hand reaches up. Make sure the hips are squared with those feet. Left hand reaches, left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. On your next exhale, left hand sweeps down. Left hand comes out to the corner of the mat. Use the block if you need for your Ardha Chandrasana. Right hand reaches up. Flex that right foot. Keep it in line with that hip. And then when you're ready, take that gaze up. Two, one. Right hand sweeps down. Come to the right corner of your mat with that block or the fingers. Left hand reaches up. Revolved, half moon. Extend through that heel, lift through that chest, shoulder open. And then exhale, left hand sweeps down, standing split. Right leg goes high. Think about dropping that right hip down to keep those hips squared. On your inhale, rise to a halfway. Either step or float back through your vinyasa. Again, if you would like to take those little hops, pressing into the hands, shoulders over top of wrists, and then flow. We meet in downward facing dog. Take the gaze forward, bend the knees. Exhale, step or float it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, spread those feet wide once again. We'll take the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet, so the toes to touch the creases of the wrist. If this is not available, bend the knees deeply. Allow the chest, the belly to sit on top of the thighs. And then you can begin to fold in. Crown of the head towards the floor. Find a little more length in the legs if it's available. And draw those elbows out towards the sides of the mat. Slowly begin to release. Bend those knees. Sweep the hands up, Utkatasana. Exhale, sink low. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Ground down through this left foot. Draw the right knee up into the chest. Good. You'll take that right hand to the outside, the pinky toe edge of the right foot. You can take hold of the toes if you like as well. And then we will take that left hand to the left hip. So if you're extending the leg, you take the fingers to the toes. If you're staying here with his knee slightly bent, you can take it to the outside of that foot. On an inhale, we'll extend that leg long, extend through that heel, draw that right hip back next to the left, right shoulder back, and if you'd like a little bit more balance, left hand reaches out. Good. You'll slowly begin to draw that right heel, right leg over towards the right side. So if you're facing me, it should look like this, but on the opposite side. Oh, drop that right hip a little. There we go. If you fall out, come back in. Maybe switch that gaze to the left hand. And then slowly you'll draw that right foot back to center. Good, you can take both feet with the hands. If the knee's bent, that's completely fine. Draw the chest a little closer to the leg a little closer. Toes up. Good. And then from here, you'll release that foot. You reach the arms up overhead. Keep that leg long, grounding through that left foot. Good, for 3, 2, and 1. Take it back behind you, warrior 3. Reach those arms forward. Extend through that heel, stay here. If you need to aeroplane those arms, you can. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise up, draw knee into the chest. Exhale, drop it down next to the left. Palms of the hands to heart space. Firmly grounding down through that right sole of the foot, lift that left knee up into the chest. Again, you choose whether to stay here with the knee bent, hand to the pinky toe edge of the foot, or the peace fingers to the toe. Right hand to the hip, left leg extends long. Draw that left hip back next to the right, left shoulder back. Good. Stay where you are. And then right hand reaches out to the side. Very nice. And then draw it over to the left. Drop this left hip down. Whoop. And then maybe take that gaze over to the right thumb. Inhale through center. Both hands to the outer edges of the feet. If the knee's bent, that's completely okay. Good. Draw that leg up a little higher. Bend the elbows in. And then you'll release the foot with the hands. Reach those arms up. Keep that left leg lifted. I know it burns. 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 3. Sweep it down. Reach forward. Aeroplane those arms if you need. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to stand tall. Knee into chest. And then exhale, drop it down, hands to heart space. Take a deep breath in. Cleansing, clearing breath out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Good. We'll lift that right leg up from the earth. Option here to drop the knee if you need, yeah? Otherwise, in plank, we take that right toe over top of the left heel. And then we're going to roll over to that left side into Vashisthasana, side plank. Right hand reaches up. If this is okay for you and you'd like to pick it up a little, draw that knee up, maybe extend that leg to star, or maybe take those toes back to where we were from that standing position. For 3, 2, 1. Gently release, reach it long. Exhale, plank pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale, draw forward back to plank. Lift that left leg. Left toe onto the back of that right heel. Either choose to stay here, drop the knees, or roll over onto that right outer edge of that right foot. Left hand reaches up. If you'd like to extend in this pose, you can lift up, maybe take a star, or take those toes. Maybe it's tree pose. Go and gaze up for 3, 2, and 1. Gently release, lengthen long, take it back to your plank pose, and then lower all the way to the floor. Rest the cheek, the hands beside the body. You can wiggle those hips side to side. Take a moment to observe the rhythm of breath, the beat of the heart, and a little more length and depth in the breath. Allow the heart to slow. Stay where you are. And then you'll bring those hands beside you. You'll lift the chest into cobra pose, draw shoulders back, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. We'll take one more inhale, rise up. Squeeze elbows in and stay here. Press down through the tops of the feet. Breathe. And then slowly lower. We'll reach those arms forward on an inhale. And exhale, elbows back beside you. Lift the tops of the feet. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, elbows back beside the body. In and out. In, out. 2 and 1. Hold it, lift up, bring those palms of the hands back beside the body, push up onto the knees, take a child's pose. Buttocks back towards the heels. You'll wiggle the body just side to side to release any tension in the lower back. And then slowly you'll begin to rise up. Come into downward facing dog. Let's take that right foot forward between the hands and then move those hands over to the left side of the mat. We'll take both feet in parallel to the short edges of the mat. Bring the hands to the waist and then inhale, rise up. Good. Bring those arms out to a T. And then interlace the hands behind the back. So left thumb over top of right, palms together. Draw the shoulder blades back together as you lift through the chest. Lift the chin. On an exhale, you'll begin to fold forward in between the legs. Lifting those hands up away from the sacrum, towards the sky, towards the front of the room. Allow the head to come a little closer towards the earth. Lift the buttocks a little higher. Keep pressing down through the big toe mounds, the big toes. On your inhale, you will use those hands to draw you back up through center. And then exhale, shake out the hands. Good, bring those hands back out to a T. Inhale, tuck the tail, lift through the chest. And then exhale, folding forward. Bring those hands down to the outer edges of the ankles or the feet. You can bend those elbows and draw that chest between the thighs. Again, lifting that buttocks high, crown of the head a little closer towards the earth. If you need to take the stance a little bit wider to become a little closer, you can. Or maybe if you're already touching, shorten that stance. 2 and 1. Hands back to the hips, press through the big toes. Inhale, rise back up. And then exhale, release. Bring those hands back to a T. On an exhale, we'll fold forward once again. You can bring those hands in between the legs this time. So walk them out towards the opposite side. The fingers to point away from you. If you can, maybe the crown of the head comes to the floor. And if you would like, this is your option to come upside down. If you'd like to take your tripod headstand, you can, by bringing the hands shoulder width apart, the crown of the head into that triangle, and then lift those legs. Only as your option. Breathe. If you're not coming upside down, focus on coming a little deeper to feeling a little bit more. And then when you're ready, you'll come back down. You'll plant the soles of the feet where they were. And then you'll begin to rise back up. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Left hand stays down, right hand reaches up, twist and open. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches up. Exhale, left hand down. Good, stay where you are. And then we'll move back to the top of the mat. We'll drop this left knee down towards the floor and extend it back. Good, you'll take half Hanuman here. So if you like, you can choose to fold over the leg here as you are, or you can begin to extend that leg. If you have a block, you can use that block to place underneath that right thigh. Keep that left hip forward. Good. I like to stay on my left toes here so that I have this left hip forward next to the right. And then once I find that place, I can release. 3, 2, 1. Wherever you're at, you can begin to wiggle your way out of the pose. Bring that right knee back next to the left. Downward facing dog. Take that left foot forward between the hands. Drop that right knee. You can choose to fold over that leg here in half Hanuman, or to come a little further by extending that heel out. Maybe you keep the toes of the right tucked. Maybe you use that block. Good. Find length in the spine. And then take any variation that you like here. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly begin to make your way out of the pose, gently, mindfully. And come back to your downward facing dog when you're ready. We will begin to make our way to the mat. I'm going to give you a couple options here. You can choose to jump through the hands, however which way you like. You can choose just to take a seat between the hands, or if you'd like a little more and to practice with that lift to the top of the mat, you can take these donkey kicks. So big toes, heels to touch, and then those heels towards the buttocks. Weight over top of the wrists. Let's take 5 if you're here, or just meet us on the mat. And then when you're ready, making your way to the buttocks. Good. Well done. I hope that we all have made it here. I hope that you're all as sweaty as me. We'll take Dandasana. So the hands right beside the hips, the shoulders down away from the ears. The spine is long, ribs draw down, navel draws in. Ground through those sit bones as you press through the hands as well. And then lift up through the crown of the head. Keep feet flexed, thighs engaged. And breathe. And then you'll release from Dandasana. You'll keep the left leg extended. Right sole of the foot comes to the inside. Good. You can reach those arms up. Inhale. Align the torso, the chest, so it's in line with that left thigh. And then reach forward as you fold. can take the outer edges of the feet, fingertips underneath the calf muscle, or maybe use that block to find a little more space. Let's breathe here for 5. Slowly, on your inhalation, you begin to rise up and out of the pose. You'll take the right hand back, bend that left knee. Option here is either to keep that right sole of the foot to the inside here, or you can take it on top of that left thigh. If you take it on top, see where you can draw that pinky toe edge into the crease of the hip. Good. So from here, we'll take that left hand to the right knee, and then gaze back over that right shoulder. If you would like, you can take this bind of the right hand to left toe and then gaze back. Begin to release, unbinding, unraveling through center. Right sole of the foot comes back onto the floor, about hip width apart. You can make your way back with those hands, fingers towards the buttocks. You can either choose to pause and hang out here, or maybe you can come down onto the elbows. If you'd like, if it's available, come down onto the back. Wherever you're at, we'll breathe here for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Begin to make your way up and out of the pose. You can extend that right leg, roll over to the right a little, adjust, left sole of the foot comes to the inside of the right. Reach those arms up and draw that line from the torso over top of the thigh, and then begin to fold forward. Either reaching for that foot underneath the calf muscle, or use a block. Draw that chest towards the thigh, the chin towards the shin, and then bow in for 5, 4, 5. Slowly begin to rise up on the inhale. You'll again bend that right knee. Right sole of the foot can either stay here, or maybe you tuck it up into the crease of that right thigh. Again, that right hand comes to the outer left knee, twisting back. If you'd like to take a bind, you can take those toes of the left foot. Gazing, twisting back, lifting through the sternum. And then slowly you'll begin to unravel. Return through center. This left foot will come to the floor, about hip width apart. Adjust. You can begin to walk back onto the hands. You can either choose to stay here or come onto the elbows or the back. Working with opening that right hip flexor. Keep that right knee on the floor. Slowly, when you're ready, you'll begin to come up and out of the pose. Good, you release that left leg, right leg. You can shake the legs out, roll them in and out. And then you can scoot the buttocks forward towards the heels. Give yourself a big squeeze. Begin to lift the toes up off the floor. Good. And then you can begin to extend those legs, Navasana. Draw the knees together. Reach for those outer edges of the feet. Spine is long. Maybe you begin to extend those legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Begin to lengthen, finding your half boat. Slowly, keeping shoulders, the back of the body lifted up off the mat. Chin tucks in. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Draw the soles of the feet in, just below the buttocks. You can rest the back of the body down. Reach the index finger, the middle finger towards the heels. Good, roll the shoulders under. Lift the ribs up off the mat and then draw the navel down so that it meets the spine meets the earth. The tail tucks under and begin to lift up into bridge pose. Pressing down through all corners of the feet, glutes squeeze together, active Mula Bandha, and then Uddiyana Bandha. Can tuck that chin in, locking Jalandhara Bandha, and then begin to watch the breath as it flows in and out of the belly. Last 2 breaths. 1. Slowly begin to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae onto the mat. You can just gently sway the legs side to side, allowing the body to readjust. We will finish the practice in Urdhva Dhanurasana, our full wheel, or Chakrasana if you know it as that. So the soles of the feet come back. We set up in the same way that we did in bridge. If you'd like to take bridge again, please do, or move into your full wheel. So again, the shoulders roll under. We begin to tuck the tail, lift up the hips. We'll bring the palms of the hands underneath the shoulders. See where you can draw the elbows in a little closer. And then you'll lift up onto the crown of the head. Tuck the crown. Allow the knees to move over top of the ankles. Adjust the hands back. Press through the fingertips and then lift up. I like to have my fingers pointing slightly out to the corners of the mat. I like to rise a little higher up onto my toes just to find that space as I come up. And then maybe I can drop those heels. Some days I can, some days I can't. Good. Taking that gaze down. If you're in bridge, hold here for a couple more breaths. And then slowly, when you're ready, you'll begin to come down onto the floor. But same way you came up, you'll come down. Untucking, unraveling. And then again, a gentle sway of the legs side to side. If you did take wheel, I invite you to do that for 1 more round. The second round always seems to be a little easier than that first. If you took your second bridge, you can meet us in Supta Baddha Konasana and wait for us, or you can repeat that a 3rd time. So if you're taking wheel, again, come up into bridge, tuck, adjust the hands, and breathe. And when you're ready, we all will meet in Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. And just begin to settle in. To slow the rhythm of breath. To connect with that beat of the heart wide. Just begin to settle in. To slow the rhythm of breath. To connect with that beat of the heart. And if you would like, for the last couple of minutes of your practice, you can extend the legs long and just set up and settle into Shavasana. Taking the time to recharge, to recalibrate, to remember who you are and who you wish to be. And just allowing the light of this moon to illuminate your desires. Allow the breath to be your anchor as you move out of the practice today, out and off of the mat. And begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And begin to awaken, stretching long. You can draw the knees into the chest. You can begin to rise up to find comfort in your seat. You can bring the palms of the hands to the center of the heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And cleansing breath out through the mouth. Thanking you for flowing through this practice with me today. Thanking you for showing up to do the work. For invoking as a community this light upon the dark. Namaste. Thank you all for your practice. I hope that you could follow. It wasn't too fast. It wasn't completely out of your range. I hope that you got a good sweat. And if you did enjoy today's class and the pace of today's class, I have thought that maybe each Wednesday we'll do something a little more advanced like this. And then the Mondays and Fridays we will get a little more creative rather than following that structured movement. So feel free to reach out to me or to comment in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback. I know this class is not for everyone and it can be a little bit challenging for some of us. However, I know and have heard from some of you that you would like more of a challenging or a structured class. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys on Friday.
I'll be there.
Okay, as a reminder, for those of you who do have injuries or things that you're working on, if you would like to share them with me, please do, as I'd like to take that into account when preparing classes. As I can't see you when I'm teaching the practice, it's quite difficult, but if I know that you're here in the practice, I can cue that for you. So again, thank you so much.